welcome to the midterm study vlog. Today is Tuesday, October 11th, which means we have exactly 1 week until a midterm. And for anyone that's new here, I'm currently in my first year of medical school. So this is going to be my first ever med school test slash exam. Essentially how the program works is that there's different components, but it's all under one big curriculum. So we only have one midterm, and that's going to be on October 16th. Right? No, October 18th. And obviously I've been studying and keeping up with the work more or less throughout the whole semester, but I thought I'd do a little vlog of the last week as I start reviewing and prepping for my first ever test. I just finished my 8 a.m. lecture, and I also made some avocado toast for breakfast with this lemon chlorophyll water. I went to a PR event a couple weeks ago and they gave me some chlorophyll. I don't know if it actually does anything, but I mean, it tastes pretty good, and I'm trying to be less dependent on caffeine, so this is my morning beverage. I'm gonna put my lecture tracker on the screen. You'll have seen this many times before in my previous videos, but essentially the stuff in blue is what I want to get done today. So I want to make anki cards for the rest of week 6, as well as review weeks 1 and 2. And I've also updated my midterm study table that I talked about last video, I think. And this is just making sure that I have enough time to do everything and I'm not cramming everything on the very last day. And this table is ever evolving. I just update it as I go, and I really like it because it gives me a sense of control and organization. There's just so much content in med school, so this just helps me keep track of it. I actually have lectures this morning because Monday was a long weekend. But instead of watching those lectures in real time, I'm just going to do my own independent studying and then watch those lectures on 2x speed in the afternoon. And so my goals for this morning are going to be do the readings and prep for my afternoon class, as well as finish the anki for week 6, which is pneumonia.
You will be just fine in the summertime, and it's such a crime. Stars align, 'cause you are mine, and you satisfy me, and you satisfy me, and you satisfy me.
It's almost 12 hours later and I'm exhausted. A little rundown of the afternoon. Comm skills went well. I did my patient interview. Last time I went in with more of a framework, and this time I sort of wanted to see if I could go with the flow. And I think I was a little bit all over the... Okay. I was a bit scattered, but overall I think there was still some good organization, and I think it went well. And then after class, I studied for a little bit at the health center before going to do another viewing. I've talked about it a bit on my Instagram stories, but essentially this place is really nice, but I don't think it's somewhere that I would want to be for the next 4 years. So I've started to look at some listings and do some viewings. I've done 4 so far, and it's been a mix of shared apartments as well as 1 bed, 1 bath. The one today I didn't really like that much. It's really close to one that I did like, except for the fact that there was some small things that I was sort of about, and I think it's not worth the effort to pay more and to put the effort in to move if I don't like it that much more than my current place. So yeah, that's sort of just been going in the background for the past week or so, and I'll probably do some more viewings this week or this weekend. But after that, I bused directly to campus. I brought all my volleyball stuff because I planned ahead, sat in the nest, did my CBL prep, and then I headed over to intramural volleyball. Today we had 2 games, and we lost both, but it was really fun. I have an 8 a.m. class tomorrow, which means I need to wake up by 6:45. I also sort of have a mild headache, and it's been here for the past couple of hours. It's not that bad, but I don't know what caused it. Maybe it was dehydration, caffeine withdrawal, lack of sleep, staring at a screen too much, working too much, who knows. But hopefully I can sleep it off because I have another long day tomorrow. So yeah. See you all then. The headache has in fact not went away. This morning I woke up, went to class, and was just not feeling that great, so I decided to come home and do lectures from home. Typically on Monday, Wednesday, Fridays I'm on campus from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. but today I don't know, I'm just not feeling it. I almost got takeout, but I convinced myself to make some lunch. It's like a rice bowl with veggies, avocado, grilled chicken breast, tomatoes. Yeah. I'm also gonna do a load of laundry. From the sun. I finally dragged myself out of bed. It's already 1:45. The plan for this afternoon is just to watch lectures from today and yesterday. The focus for this week is on the urinary system and the kidneys, and it's actually not even going to be on the midterm, but I want to make sure that I'm staying on top of my work and not falling too far behind. So I'm just going to be watching some recordings and annotating the slides. I don't know how much time I'll have today to actually study for the midterm, but I have the whole day tomorrow off basically. So I'm going to update my study plan significantly. So I did the CBL prep, I did comm skills prep. I didn't finish that, didn't do that. Yeah, then today's Wednesday, so I gotta do anki. I'm pretty much just pushing everything back. This is why we have a buffer. These are all the lectures I need to watch today. Oh my. After taking that little break for 2 hours, I feel much better. So let's get to work.
You are not the one, you're not even my crush. You think you my style, but you barely made the cut. You say you don't need me, but I'm calling you bluff. Cause you keep begging for it, no, you can't get enough.
Okay, I'm basically done the first 3 lectures. This one took me a little bit longer to get through because he didn't really have any notes and only diagrams the first part of the lecture. So I was just like furiously writing down what he was saying. But now it's almost 4:30. My roommate's actually gonna go to Costco, so I'm gonna take a break from studying and go with her, buy some salmon, take a little break, and then we'll be back.
Tears fall at last. I see my past.
I ended up only finishing like less than 5 of the lectures out of the 7 that I was planning. I talked about this in my last video and here I am falling victim to it. But have you ever heard of planning fallacy? It's essentially the idea that like when you're planning your tasks, it follows an optimism bias. So you always think you can do more things than you can in like the time that you have, and I'm falling victim to that right now. But I've decided that instead of trying to stay awake, I'm just gonna go to sleep, hopefully like mentally reset and get into a good state of mind for tomorrow. I'm planning to have a long study day at a cafe, and my headache is still like faintly here. So I'm gonna try to just sleep it off, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye. Good morning. At around 11, I headed to Yaletown to go study at Perfecto Cafe. I was actually doing a collab with them over on Instagram, so they gave me some free pastries as well as a coffee to share with my friends. My main goal for this study session was to finish up the lectures that I was watching yesterday, as well as really pump out those Anki cards. So this is my second time reviewing a lot of the lecture slides, and essentially what I do is I just go through slide by slide and pick out key points or points that are of clinical relevance and turn them into Anki cards. It does take a while to do, but the deck that I got from an upper year is like not that good or comprehensive, so I opted to creating my own. This is a really nice cafe study spot. I've been here already 3 or 4 times maybe, and every time I get a lot of work done, so yeah.
Welcome back to Allie's vlog.
Hey.
My studying is slow and steady. Slow and steady wins the race.
I was just about to go to sleep and I realized I haven't even talked to the vlog at all today. I had the entire day off from commitments. Typically I either go to family practice or do some sort of seminar in the afternoons, but we have like 3 or 4 days during the semester where we have nothing at all. Today was luckily one of those days, so at 11 I headed to Perfecto in Yaletown and I studied there, as you guys saw. Really productive study session. I did like 6 hours of work. I caught up a bit and I feel definitely in a better spot than I was at the beginning of the day. I am very tired. We have another long day tomorrow because I have an early morning, so I will see you all then. I'm like, okay, basically what I've been doing is I've been like watching the lectures once, and then the second time I go around I make anki cards / like take notes, and then I like study that, but I haven't made anki cards for week 7 yet, like COPD, so I'm doing that today.
Last week.
Yeah.
Oh god.
And then I reviewed week 3 yesterday, so I'm gonna review week 4 today.
Oh my god.
Yeah. What about you?
I think I'm gonna do a lot of histo today and week 1.
So yeah, I basically just worked on exactly what I told Julia, and this particular slideshow, the one with the blue background, took me so long to get through. I don't know, it was just like dense and hard for me to focus, but eventually I got it done and took a break to eat my meal prep lunch. The place that I'm studying at right now is the atrium in the forestry building. It's a bit busy, but it's a silent study space, and it's perfect if you're like by yourself or just have a friend that you want to study with. Then in the afternoon, I joined Dana and Kenzie to study at a library. This is my first time at IKB, and I think this was on the 4th floor that we sat at. There was beautiful natural lighting, and I just worked on doing my actual anki cards for the rest of the afternoon, as well as starting to study chapter 3, which was on pregnancy and development. So here you can just see me thinking through how like the mesoderm works. I just spent like the last hour, 2 hours looking on Pinterest for Halloween costumes because that is coming up soon and I want to have a good costume this year. But one of my main goals for this week was to finish making the anki cards for all the lectures, and I finally finished that up today. Tomorrow I'm planning to go to another cafe and continue the grind. We have 4 more days of studying until the midterm. Wait. 3 more days of studying until the, oh, that's so soon. We have 3 more days of study until the midterm, but I feel like that's fine. We have lots of time. Good morning. My devices are fully charged. And ooh, now we're gonna head to one of my favorite cafes on Main. Just sit there and grind it out. So since it's a new day, I have to finish my daily anki reviews before starting to study new content. After that, I did the weekly quiz and started studying immunology. I pulled out my iPad because a lot of the concepts are related and I wanted to get a sense in how they fit together in a bigger picture, so I just worked on creating this diagram, which is really helpful. I have some leftover food still, but I ordered this for pickup. So I've been craving it for like the past week. It's like tteokbokki, but not really. Oh, it's so spicy. But I think I'm pretty good with spice normally. But this is like that spicy noodle challenge spicy. I left the cafe at around 4:30-ish. I had to go get a necklace repaired and the place closed at 5, so left a bit early and then just spent like the next hour and a half-ish walking down Main doing some window shopping. Didn't buy anything, but I just wanted to get some steps in and do something that would just like let me take a break and detach from studying. It's almost 7 now, so I'm gonna call Ben. And I still have more studying to do tonight because I didn't quite finish up all that I wanted to do for today. And since we only have like 2 more days of studying left, I gotta like meet these timelines.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, you know, you know. You know, you know.
Good morning. I just got home from hot yoga. Last night I was way too tired. I just passed out right away after finishing anki. Then I headed to another cafe on Main Street. This one is called Pity Coffee, and you're actually allowed to bring your dogs inside, which is really cute. I got this iced coffee as well as a bar. I don't remember what it was, but it was pretty good. Once again, started off the day doing my anki reviews. I'll talk a bit about it later on in the video, but essentially you aren't supposed to be doing this many cards a day, but desperate times call for desperate measures. And you can see I'm also adding a photo to the back of the cards because I feel like it helps me with better retention understanding. Then I felt like I reviewed all the content and had enough comprehension to do the weekly quiz, and I got 60%. So yeah.
Repeat after me.
Everyone said this quiz was the hardest.
But the show must go on. We are pressed for time, so I moved on to the next week, which was focused on pneumonia. I made another summary sheet of the different antibiotics we had to memorize, as well as when they were used, and just got to memorizing that.
I'm back at home, and we are still on the antibiotic lectures. I've literally been looking up like the pronunciations for the drugs, like cefepime, ceftazidime. Yeah. If you're studying anything with like a difficult name, I would highly recommend trying to vocalize things, because I feel like I've been studying this for like 2 hours, but I didn't make that good progress until I started saying things out loud. So let's do some more. What type of bacteria presents as gram-positive cocci in clusters? Staph aureus?
Daydreaming got me thinking that this can all be true. Speculating, a long time waiting to.
Finally fixed my necklace. Ben gave it to me. It just has our initials on it, and the chain was broken for a while. This week I had the chance to go to a repair shop and got the chain repaired and got a new clasp. I think a lot of the time when we see people posting about studying on social media, it seems like they always know what they're doing and they're always on top of their work. And I mean, I like to post study with me's as well and like romanticize my study sessions, but I'm definitely not always on top of things. Just like a lot of you, I'm trying to figure out what works for me, what doesn't. And even though I've learned from like past things that I've done, I feel like it's always like a constant exploration of how can I make these studying processes more effective, more efficient, for better retainment, etc. So that being said, today I did like 1,000 Anki cards, which is not how Anki is supposed to work. So doing what I did today is definitely not optimal. You want to introduce cards slowly but consistently. So maybe like, okay, I don't know, I actually don't know how many, but way less, like 50 cards a day. Is that a lot? I don't know, maybe 25 cards a day. Continuously rather than doing like a big chunk in one day. You can see my heat map on the bottom left corner. I was very inconsistent with doing my cards until like this past week, where it was like the midterm study grind. But now I know for the final to be more on top of making cards and starting them earlier, so that we can really utilize the effectiveness of this tool. I did want to show you one quick thing though. I installed this add-on which is called Pokemonkey, and essentially you get a Pokemon for each deck that you have, and the more you do it, like the more it like grows and evolves. So I was originally planning to watch Friday's lectures this weekend, but I just didn't get the chance, and now I'm just gonna do some CBL prep without watching the lectures. So hopefully that's fine tomorrow. I'll catch up after the midterm. I really wanted to stay on top of things, but there's a lot of content. At some point you gotta prioritize your studying as well as like your other life responsibilities. So I decided to not focus as much on this week's content until Wednesday. I guess we have one more day of studying. I feel like I have a good grasp of the majority of the concepts, but there are definitely still small details that I don't know as well. And honestly, I feel like if I took the midterm today, I'd be fine. I don't know, maybe I'm overestimating my capabilities. So I'm not super duper stressed going into tomorrow, but I'm definitely still hoping to have a productive study day. Oh no, you can come in.
Oh no.
We just finished CBL, got Starbucks, and now we're gonna do some review together with Quentin when he comes. And Catherine printed out all the weekly objectives, so we're just gonna go through them, make sure that we can do them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Almost there.
Almost there. Yeah, I'm thinking of staying here for like maybe 2 or 3 hours and then going home for lunch. So, yeah.
Yes.
Woo!
I'm so.
Another lazy afternoon. The clouds covered in gray. Third coffee of the day.
I'm eating dinner now. I got this salmon poke from Costco, and there's just some avocado and seaweed. I came home from campus at 1 and I had a Zoom call at 4, but since then I haven't done any work. I did a little hot girl walk, picked up some groceries, ran some errands, and then I also cooked. And when I was making my rice, I think I burned my finger because like it like really hurts. So I've been keeping it in like this cold paper towel wrap. But anyways, I just posted about this on Instagram yesterday, but I think at some point cramming content is not going to help you as much as just like relaxing and making sure that your mind is clear for the day of the test. I've definitely had times before where I've been studying all the way up until the last minute, stayed up late, woke up early to study, and all those times I haven't performed as well because during the test my mind is so like foggy and muddled, and I already used up all that energy like trying to study for the test, that during the test I can't actually recall things or like critical think or problem solve as efficiently. So one thing that I've done later in my undergrad and now is try to take it more chill the day or two leading up to the midterm and get a good night's sleep, do some self-care, so that way the day of, like, your brain is functioning at its highest capacity, efficiency, I don't know. But being able to make educated guesses or thinking about the problem critically, for me at least, makes more of a difference than trying to memorize a couple more details. I got these boba popsicles. Now I'm just relaxing, watching some YouTube videos and unwinding. I also did some skincare. I have my candle lit up. And we're just gonna de-stress for 30 minutes.
I realized I never debriefed after the midterm. When I was writing it, I thought it was harder than I expected. There's this option to flag questions and I had like 30-40 flag questions. But in that bunch, there was only like 5 or 6 that I had absolutely no idea. I swear we didn't learn before. And the rest of them, like, I did think I still knew, but I was just like not as confident in my answer. So I think coming out of undergrad, I was used to just like knowing every single answer on the test, but this sort of gave MCAT vibes where I was unsure about more questions than I was used to. So now, like 2 weeks later, looking back at it, I think the test was quite fair and wasn't actually that difficult. It was just me being like, whoa, why are there so many where I'm not 100% sure of it right away? The test was 2.5 hours, 150 questions, multiple choice / written answer for the histo ones. It was a lot of stamina trying to power through those questions. Once again, MCAT vibes. Overall, yeah, pretty happy with how it went. I haven't got my marks back yet, so maybe that opinion will change, but if you want to know how I did, make sure to subscribe and stay up to date for future vlogs. That brings us to the end of today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to give it a like, and I will see you all next week. Bye.